a little bit hot, so I got delayed on 8-ball on this one. So it is hot. Okay. So this live stream is going to be a little bit more different. I thought I'd do some little more artistic things, kind of add to it. So I'll be doing some generic piping, and then working on some there. So just keeping the live streams live and keep moving forward with this channel, regardless of who shows up or not. So I want to say I appreciate everyone who subscribed. We're almost getting to 1,000 subscribers now. So we're pushing through. And on my last hike, I actually broke this top strap on this chainmail. So that's a lot of fun. I have to restrap that, fix that up. Don't mess with that. But it shouldn't be too difficult. So I'm trying to think of what to do with this art piece. Howdy y'all, welcome to my live stream. Hope you guys got a chance to check out my hiking video. So I'll be planning on the next hike here in a bit. This chat I'm just kind of being more chill and relaxing and just kind of enjoying your guys' presence. Thank you all that showed up to this live stream. If you guys have any questions about the SCA or any medieval combat, go ahead and let me know. So got a lot more work to do as I'm prepping for Spartan race next year. Oh, hey there. Yeah, thanks for subscribing. Yeah, we're getting closer to 1,000 subscribers every day, so I'm trying to make sure I post or keep my discipline of doing 1 to 2 shorts a day, and then the long formats, I'm trying to figure out when to schedule those. I'm not always able to work on those every week. So, and I'm down on computer, so editing's a little bit hard. I do it on my phone. Ruby, how's it going? Ruby? No, I don't know. I know I was 3 minutes late coming in the live stream, so it was like 6:47 when I got on. Might be 6:50, something like that. So what are some content you'd like to see in the future? I got the hiking videos. Working on some art. I'm not the best artist in the world, so, but I kind of want to be more creative with this entire channel in general, especially the live streams, be more relaxed than I normally would be. My main thing that I work on primarily is silver and other metals. So actually going to be working on a pommel and a hilt. Got to smelt it down. Actually got to craft that and get that working. So I'm better at 3-dimensional art than 2-dimensional. $6.57. Okay. So yeah, the Lord has blessed me with many things. So I'm very appreciative of that, and the viewers that are showing up every day. I didn't think there'd be a niche for what I do, uh, medieval crusader, Christian type of thing in the SCA, but doesn't have to be specifically the SCA, but it's kind of what I do. So kind of keeps my um, what is it? Fitness goals in focus because I have a goal to work towards. And then I'm also working on fixing somewhat financial things, getting stacker discipline again. If you guys seen those shorts, so every day I'm just adding one dime, and then on the 25th day you'll see what happens there. So I'm sure you guys kind of got the gist after the 5th day, I imagine. So I like to think all my subscribers are very intelligent individuals. So I know this year stacking definitely saved my bacon when I lost my job. So definitely stack towards a goal, whatever that may be, savings goal. So it just helps just to have that mindset, the discipline to save first rather than save last. I think that's the rich man mindset is to, it's not how much you earn, it's how much you keep. I think Shaq says. So, hey, how's it going? The sign, my girl. Hope you guys had an awesome Halloween. So, thank you. Thank you for supping. Colby, Pauline. I want to thank everyone. God bless everyone that subscribes. It definitely helps with this channel's goals, and I definitely like to obtain those goals for you guys as well. Okay. Nice. I'll have to check out your channel. What's your channel consist of? Like, are you a silver stacker or are you medieval historian? Because I kind of got those two little spheres. Okay. What kind of video are you making? So you Sigma. Okay. I'll have the sign. What's it? Sigma girl. Okay, I have to check that out. After this live stream, I'll check out your content. So whatever it is, I'm sure I'll love it. So there's a few ways God blessed me this week, and I'm looking forward to what comes in 2025. So it's 2025. I can't believe it's halfway into this new decade. That's just crazy to think about how fast time rapidly accelerates. It seems just like yesterday. I was in high school thinking about like who I'm gonna marry and how many kids I'll have, and then before you know it, I'm 35. So my grandpa was right. Time flies quick. So enjoy your life while you have it. For every breath is a gift. I learned that the hard way about 4 years ago. So that's why I'm always trying to be very grateful for opportunities I have and people around me, especially you guys. So. Any of you guys medieval historians are into that stuff? Or Crusader theme stuff? And if you guys are into Armored Combat, check out some of my latest, well, not my latest videos. I actually lost that content, but I'll try to get some more content in the coming weeks. So that's a lesson to be learned as well. Always be well prepared. That's a lesson I have to learn the hard way every single time, it seems. This last fighter practice, I got like 35 minutes, which usually takes me about 20 minutes to suit up. I gotta work on getting that time to suit up down. I wasn't even full kit because I forgot my chainmail and my chest plate, which I don't advise. That really sucks. I still have a bruise right here, like because I got hit over here in the back. Just overhead shot, I guess, got me pretty good. So we got to learn more about cardio. So I'm working my cardio. A lot of the guys said my moves are more dynamic, so that's pretty good. If you check out the other video I had on the short, I actually have heavy training weapons. That's why they're like double the weight of normal weapons. That comes from Roman legionnaires. That's what they do. They train with purposely heavy weapons. So when they go into combat using service weapons, they're much more agile and efficient with their weapons. So that's kind of how that's what my training regiment looks like. But I'm always going to be doing that until I reach my goal weight, which is about 180. I'm about 100 pounds away from that right now. So, and at the same time, I'm also building muscle mass, so it's hard to tell what's fat loss and what's muscle gain. And coming weeks, gonna be working on more hiking videos. Actually got one planned out. We'll be going the full kit this time. That should be fun. Like 2/4 kit or 3/4 kit. Helmet, chest plate, and chainmail was rough. I barely survived that. That was about, want to say, a little over 2.5 to 3 miles. We had to cut it short due to time because the Bonacena closes after dark, so we had to cut it short. So, and today I found out the Roman Imperial March, they do 18 miles in under 5 hours. So I guess that's going to be my standard to match, and they do that in full kit. It's like 18 miles in 5 hours. It's quite a hike, ain't it? So I think there's a Meridian tournament coming up, so I'll be going to that. Unfortunately, be at another event. So I'll try to get some combat footage within the next month. So it's just whenever I can get together with the guys to get you guys combat footage, because I know you guys have been itching for that. So I'm trying to get you guys the content you enjoy, and in the meantime, just keep the channel alive and keep people interested, and more people coming, more fresh faces. So, and I appreciate all your guys' comments and your viewership. Means the world to me. I always appreciate that. Now I'm always growing as a YouTuber as well. So if I go in a direction you guys don't like, just let me know. So I work off feedback. I think a lot of people do. So I try to course correct where I see there's inefficiencies in what I do. So I'll see what works, what doesn't. Like if viewership is down on a certain video, that tells me that's probably not a good video, so don't do those again. So, and it's gonna move over time what I put out there. And I hope you guys have been enjoying the stacking video as much as I have. So that's a $1,000 goal, getting there one dime, and then graduating to quarters, $50, and then you'll see beyond that. It's gonna probably be my favorite video because I'll have $1,000 at the end of that challenge. uh, so I think I'm 15, or tomorrow, as of tomorrow, I'll be 15 days in. So it's kind of a good habit forming type of thing. I'm also adding some other things in the background as well. I'll be posting when I get more gains in that department. I'll be posting those videos as well. But right now, I'm just trying to make sure I stay in habit forming zone with certain things I'm trying to change in my life. Just small changes, not sudden changes, because every time I've done sudden changes, it doesn't stick. This has probably been the longest I've sustained my weight under 300 in years, like since like high school. So I was like, that's amazing, right? Just small changes and mindset and what I do every day to maintain that. So that's with not, exercising as crazy as I was last year. So I hope it helps someone out there. I always like trying to help people. So, because I know what it's like to be pushing almost 400 pounds and having no hope. So I was like, but that was intentional when I gained it that time. So I gained all that weight and purposely lost it. So. And one of my friends was wanting to see more of like a running video, see me running in full armor. Let me know if you guys want to see that. I can start incorporating that into my daily routines, or at least something like it. So, because I do DoorDash, and I smelt down silver stuff. It's kind of like my main jam between those two. So, running is actually a very good thing for what I'm doing. Actually, you do a lot of running when you do DoorDashing, Instacart, all the other things. So, and that's probably the most freedom I ever had. I used to be a software engineer like a year ago, and I can't be. I gotta be my own boss. That's probably the best way to put it. So, it's freedom. So if I need to take a day off to spend time with my sick missus, I can do that. I don't need to explain to anyone else. So, hey, thanks for everyone who's showing up. Probably the best live stream we had so far. Good to see you all. Well, at least see the numbers go up. My friend says, make number go up. So. And that's always a good thing. Make number go up. And I just want to thank God for everything that's been bestowed upon me the last couple months, for sure. It's been a blessing, right? It's been a very chaotic year, and it's gonna be very chaotic tomorrow. So, just life is fun, I guess. Fun, interesting, scary, all at once. But when you have faith to back you up, it's kind of like, because God is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and that's kind of comforting. I always found that very comforting. Because growing up, you have a chaotic life, where I did. So having that as a stability in my life, because He's the same yesterday, when I was going through troubles, today and tomorrow. So I can always rely on that infinite well of love and strength. I just can't get enough of it. So. I'm just trying to pass the good word onto others that might be interested in that stuff, or interested in losing weight or medieval things to lose weight. So that's a good way to lose weight. And you have a hobby that, besides lifting weights, pick weights up and put them down, right? Like Arnold says. I was like, I can't do it. I was like, I have to have a reason, a being, a purpose. I think some men out there are like that as well. I don't think I'm alone on that. Like having a reason to do something. It's like, why am I lifting this weight? What's the purpose of it? Right? So this is kind of where I'm at. If I'm lifting weights, because we're loading ammunition into the truck to help the soldier the front lines, yeah, most men will load that ammunition as fast as humanly possible. And they're working out without even realizing it, right? So, yeah, still just working. I'm a very amateur artist, so just, I guess, I'm making a crusader type thing. So, just thought I would, since I have these live streams and I'm chatting with you guys, be a good opportunity to do some more artistic things. So I was into ZBrush as well. You can actually see in some of my videos, ZBrush, like making three-dimensional art and sculpting, because I have a print set as well. There's just something about like drawing a three-dimensional model and then printing it is very satisfying. So I'll probably doing that in the future on this channel as well, and releasing that to you guys. So if you guys want to help this channel in the future, that'd be something I'll be doing, and I'll be posting where you can find that. But as of right now, I'm just focused on growing the channel and getting to know my subscribers, getting to know the community that we're kind of building, and going from there. And eventually I'll have guests on to make it more, instead of me talking to myself, or finding topics that are interesting to you guys. We can have more back and forth type of discussion. But as you may know, this is a it's a warrior channel, Crusader warrior channel, faith-based combat. So incorporating faith and combat together, because it's actually historical. I think my grandpa said that the Roundheads was the English Civil War, I believe. I have to figure out what dates it was, but he talked about how was it Cromwell or something like that? I'm not too familiar with that war, so I'll have to learn more about English history. And the Bible quoting warriors outperformed the professional soldiers on the battlefield, and that makes sense. We no longer fear death, and there's a kind of an afterlife, and it's hard to put into words what it's like. It's like I don't know how to describe it, but when you know. It's more of like not a feeling, but like an intuition type of thing. We're in the heat of the moment, right? You're trying to get that one last hit in, one last whatever. Trying to get that. The best way to describe it, if you guys ever seen Star Wars, that scene, that feeling you get where Luke's trying to use the Force, right, and get the shot in. That's the best way to kind of describe what that feeling is like, or that presence of the Lord is like when you're trying to get to accomplish something. Oof. Thank you all for coming around, or more viewers, and thanks for the likes. I appreciate it. And if you have a roof over your head, food in your belly, you are blessed. Currently have a roof over my head, though our AC went out recently, so I had to get that fixed. The challenges of life, I kind of like that, right? The missus may not, so we gotta make sure to get that under control before it's our demise. I guess that's what's interesting about us Americans. We're a bit soft when it comes to comfort. So, I hope you guys are all having a blessed night as well. Any of you guys watch the movie Kingdom of Heaven? Or have you seen the trailer for, was it Gladiator 2? I still can't believe they're making a Gladiator 2. I was like, why would you want to ruin a masterpiece on the chance that the next movie might be okay? It's kind of like the Home Alone series, right? They should have stopped at the first one. Thank you all for showing up. I got 7 people watching. That's awesome. I appreciate it. Helps with the metrics. So always a constant battle with that thing. So and I'm still working on what to provide you guys when I get to that level of monetization. It's like perks and tiers for the subscribers. Like, trying to think what behind the scenes I could do. I like for it to be as publicly available as possible, but at the same time, I also need to think about my business in the future. Make sure everything I do is bringing money towards the family to support family, right? Like, you all have to support family. You gotta justify your time, and you spend time with others. Right? What am I doing here? Am I building a friendship? Am I building a business? Right? So there's usually a reason for time expenditures. So, and I'm just trying to grow in the Lord, and just learn more about YouTube and just being an independent business owner is very interesting. Trying to have direction in life. If you guys are saying anything, I'm not seeing anything updated, which is weird. Let me check this. Oh, okay. That's why. I do love Jesus. Man, why did YouTube do that to me? What am I drawing? Crusader, of course. I'm a very bad artist. I haven't done 2D in a long while. So... there you go. Jesus is Lord. I don't know why YouTube does that. Like, I was like, man, why am I not seeing any chats? I bought this off of, actually, eBay. There is a, what is it, Medieval Stalker, something like that. So, I'm actually going to be buying some chainmail links myself to upgrade my helmet. My helmet, I don't know if you've seen it, has like a leather flap in the back, and I kind of want to get rid of that and put actually chainmail on it and around the neck. Lucky you have those castles to look at in London and all. So, but yeah, that Medieval Stalkers on eBay, they're from India, so I think an old British. What is that? Didn't you guys used to have that one time? Part of the empire. Oh yeah, I want to visit Scotland one time, at some point in the future. And now it makes sense why my channel was so quiet. Like, man, you guys are all quiet. Like, I'm asking these questions and no one's saying a word. It's because the chat filter was doing some weird stuff. I am actually a man at arms. A knight in the SCA is a certain rank that you have to achieve by being a squire first, and then obtain that. So it's actually it's actually quite the process to get the rank of knight. But my channel is Liberty Knight, so I created that a long time ago. It's actually Liberty Knight Gaming, and I upgraded, I downgraded the gaming part because I don't do much gaming anymore like I used to. So the Hadrian Wall is what I kind of want to see. Because Scotland, you guys were so fearsome that the Romans like just trying to invade that country and those crazy people. Just build a wall. I think that's in England. Whatever. I'll see it all. Right, England's pretty small, so see, I don't know anything about the UK too much. I don't know what the borders of England, Scotland extend to. But Scottish Highlands, I want to see that. That'd be kind of fun. Trying to think. I don't know any of their names out there. Any cities, that is. But I just think I still want to see it though, because I think that's pretty awesome that your ancestors were so fearsome that the Romans said, "F that noise, let's just build a wall," right? So, and then the English had the same problem with y'all. So I think that's pretty awesome. Glasgow. Okay, I think I've heard of Glasgow. It's pretty interesting. I have a lot of UK people, so I think there is SCA groups out in England, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to check. But it's such a like when I look at England, it's so small. Like my state is almost as big as your guys' entire country. I'll have to look at the size difference, but it just seems interesting to me. You guys are surrounded by all that water. Edinburgh Castle. I've heard of Edinburgh. I heard of that. I watched a brief. I want to say it's that guy. I'm trying to remember his name. Kings and Generals, where they talked about. Oh my God, I had his name. William Wallace. Talking about him. So I found that very interesting as well. I mean, nothing like the movies depicted, right? Everyone was in heavy suits of armor and very efficient fighting. Those Skiltrons? How do you say that? Skiltrons? That humongous pike wall of death. I don't even know what is Halifax. Place in UK. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a native there, so I wouldn't know any of that stuff. That's like, do you guys know anything about Decatur, Alabama? And be like, what is that? Or Huntsville, Alabama, or like Russellville, like what? No clue. Tombstone, Arizona, right? So you guys have a lot of medieval things that you go in? Yeah, my phone. I need to get the stand. I forgot to get the stand. Do you guys go to a lot of medieval festivals in England? Interesting. Yeah, I do like World War II. It's very interesting how he was in his own way. He could have defeated everyone, but he's in his own little head, his own little headspace, and that's how he ended up losing. I find it very interesting modern times, though. A lot of conversation leads to that individual, right? That's very interesting how evil can be so pervasive in society, right? Like even years after their demise. I gotta plug my phone in. No, my precious phone. All right, that should be a little better. That's just to balance it. I forgot to bring the stand in, so bear with me. Building a little aluminum fortress around this TV, the screen. Goodness. Oh, it's like a comedy show here. So everything that can go wrong will go wrong, right? Oh man. West Scotland. Florida Kings. Yeah. Wouldn't know. How's it going? Trying to get my camera stable. Or I should say, I'm from America. Oh my god. Stupid phone. Charge. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for stopping by. A wolf? I don't know. What is this? I love how the stream turned to everything about Scotland. We need to have a day. Oh, we had a Scottish festival not too long ago. You guys had some those bagpipes. We actually hear it. It's like not too bad. All I hear in America is like bad bagpipes, but then when you hear good ones, like okay, that's actually pleasant. So I'm sure that's pretty. A unicorn. Interesting. I've been like a wolf or something. But that's probably super rare where you're from, anyways, right? Or non-existent, right? Wild wolves don't exist in England, from what I understand. Turkish. Where is Turkish? I don't know my countries. Is that Turkey? No, that can't be Turkey. Turkistan. Is that Turkestan? No, I don't. I want to look at the globe, like on some of these things. Turkish. Cassia. Cassia? ASMAR. No. I know what it is. It's just. It's probably just like a. Oh god, I'm trying to think of it. They like the sound of like low talking voices, or like I don't know. I don't know. Well, I don't know what Casio is. I like to say live a life with no regrets. If I were to go back in time, I'd go back in time when I first heard of Bitcoin and buy Bitcoin. It's not a filter though. It's my real face. See if there was a filter. It'd mess up, right? Casio. Don't know what that is. Great, but thanks for the compliment. I guess people are so inundated with AI recently. It's hard to distinguish reality from fiction nowadays. That's kind of the challenge we face in modern society. It's not this channel. I'm not going to be doing any of that nonsense. So, yeah, I see a lot of that. Just AI nonsense, right? Kind of like taking over the the programming industry as a whole. Is starting to take over that little by little. They already took away HR, that process, and so I just like the heck with it. No. Christian, negatory. No. I'm already happily married. No. So interesting how everything circles back to that. Coffee, Odemir, Coif. This thing? No. So the padding in my helmet is already restrictive enough. I tried doing like just the basic. I have a cloth one, and that was too much. I even tried putting on what was it? The hunting headgear that you put on, right? Just to get some level of sweat guard up here, and that was. Like, my helmet is like literally built for my head. Odemar. I've looked at him. Should we like pretend or like reality? Because this is like, in the context of what this channel is, I'm just a reenactor that fights and pretend spars. As far as what's going on in the greater context of things, like that's outside my control, so that's not what this channel's about. But I do like that, like the Crusades and all that, like learning about that and what kind of led to the first international organization ever developed in the West, Christian versus Israel. Yeah, anything political I'm be neutral on. Hangover movie. No, I'm just... That's a good movie, though. Have you ever seen it? Check it out. Well, I know my hair's a mess. How's it going? Isaiah Nava? Good to see y'all. I'll probably keep this live stream under an hour and 30 minutes. How much does this weigh? I know my entire kit combined weighs about 65 pounds. I haven't weighed this individually. I can get back with you on that. In fact, I have a scale. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I'll definitely go on a crusade. My crusade right now is to lose weight, so I'm definitely going on a crusade for that. I noticed that when I was doing my hikes, like, it does look somewhat good. I need to get my haircut back the way it was. Cut this a little bit short. Probably go to the barber and get that. It was a Norman style haircut, which is the haircut they would have had during the time period my persona's in. That is a Order of Christ Crusader flag, I believe. No, but yeah, Templar flag. It's either Templar. I think it's a Templar flag. So, but I found out there was a organization after the Templars called the Order of Christ, which they just put a white cross to the center of that thing. bugs living in my beard. No. GTA flyers. Search GTV flyers right now. They're all taking over the entire world. Okay. Wouldn't know anything about that. I think that's past 14th century. I think that's 20th century, right? So Adolf, I don't really even know Adolf. Desvolt. I have to learn how to pronounce that. I see that all the time. I know it's a Crusader thing. I'm not an AI. I'm not going to read that. You can read that. I think a lot of people do stuff like this. They're like, goodness. I don't know anything about that, man. I am very clueless. I know about. Yeah, there is election tomorrow. But I wouldn't know anything about it either. X chromosome? No, I'm a man. I'm just a very fat man with moobs. I think they call them. From America. Or not Southern America, North America in the South. Shire of Glenree. If you guys want to check it out, check out the SCA. I'm not Jewish, I'm Christian. Hello, Holland. Goodness, a lot of people on tonight. I don't know much about Holland. Let me get this out. There, a little better. Is it cold where you're at? And it's very live stream. Thank you all for making it very interesting. I love reading the chats, so I didn't vote because it doesn't exist in the 14th century. Now does it? We have a king. Yes, talking about Boohurt or the ring fighters of Nashville. I'm interested in knowing what the hell they do. I want to say this alone is 10 to 14 pounds. I haven't weighed this individual piece. I know my full kit is about, oh, my clothes. I didn't have time to, this is just like my shirt I had on from work today, so I didn't have time to put on my gambeson that I normally had, so I was trying to make sure I made the deadline for my live stream, which is 6:45. So, but the majority of the clothes that we wear is linen. I do not know where my linen clothes are at, so, but I usually come wearing my gambeson, which is cotton-based material. And unfortunately, you can't throw that in the washer. You have to kind of stick it in the bathtub and then kind of do it the old-fashioned way. And then Crusader flag. Here. Tick, 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 tick. Woo! Team Crusader, right? My persona in the SCA is a Crusader. All my armor is actually up in the truck right now. Non-denominational. I thought about the Ottoman Empire as well. I thought that'd be kind of interesting at some point if I had the means to hire other fighters, is to have Team Ottoman and Team Crusader. That'd be pretty awesome, I think, because you guys have some pretty cool stylish armor. Resetting. What's up? Yeah, if you do the SCA, that'd be awesome. Or Boohurt, or one of the other forms of combat out there. I don't know if the SCA is out in Turkey. I know there's one in England, in Europe, and there's one in Germany where my friend's at. I know there's a group in Australia and Japan. So the SCA is a worldwide organization. So I do. They're currently, I think, in the vehicle. I don't have them with me right now, but I carry a what's called a Vector bin. So Vector bin, I'll just draw it so you guys can have a general idea what it is. So a Vector bin has a hammer on one side and a beak on another. It's a French poleaxe. And they have a butt spike on the bottom. Very crudely drawn one right there, but something similar to that is what I got. I can go bring it real quick. Mephasite. Bro, you watched me episodes of The Last Kingdom. No, I'm actually part of the SCA. It's a Crusader persona. All this modern stuff. It must be because the, yeah. Awesome. Let me go get my Vector bin. It's a SCA weapon, so it's a rattan weapon with a rubber head, so it's not a steel weapon. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. We'll be right back. Alright. Vector bin. So this is their tan weapon. It's a rubber head. You actually see my fighting videos getting hit with this thing. This is actually a training variant. So it's gonna be a lot beefier than most. So butt spike, spike in the top, the beak, hammer. So and it's about 6 foot, I believe. There's actually longer weapons in the SCA. It's actually a very short weapon by comparison. This is the helmet that I wear. So this thing's about 19 pounds on my head. It's made of mild steel. So the majority of the weight is actually in the head. And they're actually designed to be heavy to absorb the blows when we hit one another, because they're very concussive blows. They're essentially baseball bats. Yeah. Veronica is a Greek, bro. Holy shit. Benfir. I don't know what that means. Very interesting, got a lot of people from Turkey, the UK, and all that other stuff. You guys must be loving the medieval reenactment out there. But thank you all for your views and your likes. Known as Wales larder from Scotland, legend from the War of Independence. I'll have to look that up. That sounds pretty awesome. Let me screenshot that if I can, and I'll try to research that. So I always love learning new things. One of my favorite channels is was Kings and Generals. So it's a castle somewhere in Iceland. I didn't know they had medieval castles. I don't know much about Iceland, other than it's a small island, and they named it Iceland to prevent people from going there, making things a wasteland, I guess. And Greenland is the opposite, even though it's made of ice. But yeah, my last hiking adventure, I actually broke this upper strap somehow. So, which sucks, donkey. I'm not sure how that happened, so it's funny. This thing survived great swords to the throat, survived axes, but it couldn't survive one hike that I went on. Yeah, it's all for training, so I don't have to wear all this for the SCA, but I choose to basically replace the weight that I've been losing. When I first started losing weight, I was 390. Now I'm at 289 as of today. It's 100 pounds, and I still got a ways to go. And I'm at that difficult stage where I'm building muscle and losing fat, and so it's kind of very difficult this last year. So, but yes, it is very difficult. If you watch my hiking video, there's actually another short where it shows the end result of that. I barely made it out, and that was like a 4 mile hike. So. It's about 55 pounds of gear. It restricts a lot of your natural sweating mechanisms, which is it makes you even more hot. So, especially this helmet, it has shock foam on the inside. So it's padded with shock foam, so prevents sweating all around the head as well. So it gets extremely hot really fast. So you gotta keep your heat management in check as you're fighting and moving along. So. You'll see a lot of my training involving wearing the armor itself, and that's just so I can actually, it's as though I'm one with the armor. So that's kind of what you have to train into. If you ever get into heavy armor combat sports, definitely do cardio, weight training, all of it. And then whatever suit you get, you want to train in that, so when you actually fight, it'll just be like second nature fighting in it. Because if you only wear it when you fight, you're going to be super gassed. Because I see that all the time. When I go to fighter practice in the SCA, I go out there, they get gassed. I'm no different than anyone else, so the weight is rough. That's why in the SCA, the meta is to go as light as possible if you're wanting to win. So that's not my mission currently. I'm going the opposite. I'm going as heavy and as hard as possible. And I'm learning how to build armor as I'm going along. So I built most of my kit except for the helmet here and the gauntlets I got. So everything else I built and this. Chainmail takes forever to make. So I'll be spending months building just this. So I did all the plate armor, all the plate work. So arms, legs, chest, neck. Definitely want to make sure you have a gorget when you go to combat. Like I actually got throated by a spear and a great sword, and it doesn't feel too pleasant. My only thought was I wish I had more armor here. So, and that was actually during one of our battles, War of the Phoenix, over there in Arizona. It's about 100 v 100 or 150 v 100. There's a lot of people. So, getting throated doesn't feel pleasant. Getting speared like through gambeson and chainmail into my armpit, and the guy bracing it felt really unpleasant. Like I actually got stabbed. So it depends on your protection level and what your threshold of pain tolerance. So hopefully to answer that question. You got me in a real train of thought when I was thinking about all that involved with just the weight. So my apologies if that was very long-winded. That's kind of like the trouble I run into when I'm in combat. I overthink and overanalyze. So I gotta get out of my head most of the time and just kind of react, right? It's like a dance. So the last fight I was in, I wish I had the recordings of that. I'm sorry I lost it for y'all, but I was blocking shots with that weapon, like in midair. That felt really good to actually block, deflect, and actually move around. So I'm working on cardio to get my cardio up. Because that's kind of where I'm suffering. It's not the strength anymore, like it was initially. Now it seems to be cardio and having the stamina to continue the fight. So I'm going to be doing a lot of hiking and running for the next year to prepare myself for the Spartan race in Nashville, I believe. A couple of my night buddies went up and did that this year. I didn't know anything about it until this year. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to prepare for 2025 for that. So y'all heard it here. Yeah. This is riveted mail. It's mild steel. Let's see if we can see the rivets. Little tiny rivets. Like little bumps. So there's riveted mail and there's what they call, what's the budded mail? You never want to get budded mail. You always want to get riveted mail. So a couple of my buddies out there, they actually have budded mail. What ends up happening is when they get hit repeatedly, that metal will twist and bend and pop off. So I'm sure it could, but I'm not going to test it on myself. I've tested a knife, like hit me with a knife, tested that, does just fine. And that's a open-ended question as well, because it also depends on what type of bow, what arrowhead. There's so many factors. Because if it's like, do you mean just handheld bows, or are we talking all the way up to ballistas? Like that's technically a bow, and the answer to that question would be no. It would go right through you, make me a shish kebab, right? So it depends on the context, right? Angle of attack, all sorts of things. So when you're in combat, you have to think about all that stuff, angle of attack and all that. No, that'd go right through me. I think that's like a 100-pound war bow or something, or 75 to 100 pounds. It was deliberately made to pierce plate mail, if I remember. The Battle of Agincourt, they used it very effectively to defeat the French. So the answer is it would go right through me, especially if it's a guy that's well trained. But the armor's not. When you have armor, like it's reducing the probability of taking a deathly blow. You're not going to eliminate all. Otherwise, tanks would be invincible, right? You're eliminating the chances of being knocked out or disabled in a fight. That's what you're trying to eliminate. To mitigate that as much as possible and make yourself more resistant to lethal damage and wear. There was actually a battle the Romans had, I think, with the Britons. There's a queen, and you could see the power discrepancy between armored legionnaires versus a bunch of naked Britons with swords. So there's a role for armor and mobility. Or a role for armor in combat, and the trade-off between armor and mobility is always going to be the thing. That's the two things. Are protection and mobility is the thing that armor has. Protection and mobility. That's why knights, heavily armored plated knights, would be on horseback, right? So they have to increase mobility and they have to increase protection. So hopefully that answered the question about armor. So I don't even think this would stop a bow shot. I'm not going to test it on my baby though. Like I'll probably get another helm and try it on, but not this one. So that's probably some good content we can have in the future for sure. My persona is a crusader, so yeah. I wear it all the time. I actually wear it in comics. Check out my channel. I'm an SCA combatant. I combine faith and workouts and all that to be an effective warrior. So yeah. It's just the chainmail part. I actually have more armor kit to it, but when I do live streams, I threw something on because I was kind of last minute Charlie today. It looks like it would. but it's mild steel. So if you want something to deflect like ballistics, this has to be hardened, probably hardened steel to be even in the realm of deflecting a bullet. So mild steel is very soft, so that bullet go right through. There's some videos that people throw out there. I could probably do that. Probably shoot one of these helms. I'm not gonna shoot this one because I like this one, and this is my baby. So I worked on, we actually went and spent about 8 hours forging this little piece right here. This is a hinge. So let's see. Take this off. Glasses off. So I got tired of being claustrophobic in this thing. I want to be able to take the helmet off and breathe once in a while. I still got to work on, because currently I have a strapping system that goes in the back. I got to do away with this and do a pins and rod system, which would be, there's these holes right here. And it would be, I push a button and it would release the helm. So you've probably seen them some other nights as well. Let's see if we can get my glasses on. Let's just do this. I did not make, well, I made this part with a friend because he used the blacksmith. So we worked together to work this out. The rest of the helm I actually purchased off another guy in the SCA who makes these things. The actual helm itself, I made, if you go on my channel, I made the armor, the plate armor, and the chest plate, the legs. Made my own shield. I think I have that in the closet. Let me be right back. I'll bring that in. So this is a kite shield that I made out of plywood, 3/4 ply, basket hilt. You gotta protect your hand out there because the weapons they use is a heavy rattan. Take this silly thing off. So this is one of the weapons I have. It's called a Becht Corbin. So it's a two-handed weapon. Has a butt spike on both ends. And it's a rubberized head. So this is vulcanized rubber because it's a combat sport. You're not trying to kill one another. Not trying to kill anyone on the field actually. So there is the other group that does Buhurt. But what I've noticed when you get closer and closer to the real thing, the less realistic it has to be for safety. If you ever watch Buhurt, you'll see them whacking each other because they can't thrust, because that thrust would kill somebody. So you'll see them whacking each other a lot. I kind of have to want to thrust. I want to thrust, right? So because you're missing all the angled shots, the deflections, like what it would actually be like fighting. So if I were to transition from this to an actual real weapon, it'd be pretty smooth transition. Whereas if I was a Buhurt fighter, I'd be missing a lot of the repertoire of poking, but they're excellent fighters because they're actually sparring in that sport. So, not knocking Buhurt, I'm just saying. But eventually I would like to get into that sport because it looks like a lot of fun. Anyone else have any questions? I'm ending the live stream in about 15 minutes. 1530s? Depends the context of who, what, where. Are you talking about the Knights of Malta? Or 1530s. What is that? Yeah, we use rattan weapons. I actually have my sword. It's a rattan weapon. I still have to build like the crossguard. I got aluminum here. I got to melt down into the crossguard. Okay, this 1530 Spain. I'm trying to think what was happening then. You're not talking about the Inquisition, are you? Was that the Inquisition time frame? But I saw an awesome last year. Now they speak Spanish people. I actually saw a guy in full conquistador kit last year at the War of the Phoenix. That dude looked fan-freaking-tastic. He looked like if you were to put him back in time, in the conquistador time, he would fit right in. They'd ask him what's with the bars. That's about it. Like, you know, what up, hombre? What's with the bars? All right. Other than that, he looked like a conquistador. So, I'm gonna go get my shtick. This is still a weapon in progress, still building it out. So this is kind of what the weapons we use to hit one another. So it's actually made of solid rattan, which is wood. That's a bamboo. Thanks, man. I always appreciate subs. We're on our faith journey to 1,000 subs. So this is a if you aren't aware, haven't seen what the channel's about, I'd like to be fully transparent with anyone who subs. Crusader, 14th century, late 1390s. Crusader in the SCA. So a lot of God talk on the channel. So a lot of whacking people with sticks. So if you like that type of thing, so and this is basically just a long sword. So eventually it's gonna be melted down, turned into crossguard and a pommel. How did I get on this? My uncle brought me into this about 20 years ago, I'd say, in 2007. I didn't know anything about the SCA. He took me to a practice one day, and I kind of fell in love with it ever since. And that was right when I was 13, 14. I asked him to build me some armor to get into it. I ended up having to build my armor then, and did that for about 2 years, 16 to when I got married, 18, 19, and I stopped for a couple years, and then I just got back into it. And then just found my local group, got right back into it. So jumped onto it, and this time I told myself I wanted to do something besides sword and board, which is what this is, right? Sword and the board, the shield. So I went and I made this. So my primary weapon is the two-handed weapon. So when you see my content, you're looking at my channel, you see me using a lot of that weapons. So that's kind of how I got into it. And yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think it's SCA.org if you guys want to check out the SCA organization or groups like it. So it's always good to look into that stuff because I believe SCA is a worldwide organization. So you could literally start tomorrow, find a local group, or even make your own group, and then start up fighter practice. Because there's certain rules and specs you have to abide by for safety. Helm, gorget, elbows, knees, obviously a cup. Cups are very important. I'm going to tell you that right now. If you're going to get into this, get a cup. You will get hit there, and it's not intentional. It just happens. I got hit there at the last fighter practice. Guy went to go thrust his weapon at me, and I go to deflect it, get you in the nuts. So make sure you have that. And always start small too if you're going to get into it. Like just go out and meet people first, and then go from there. I don't have any mounts. No, I don't. I literally throw this. I have a bin, I guess you guys call it. I have a storage thing that I put these in. I'm trying to go for the more patined look. So my stuff's going to be a little more rusted than most SCAers out there. I just kind of like that weathered look. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. So you see a lot of armor, a lot of different armors out there. Why would you? Okay. Are you testing to see if I'm AI? I think that's what it is. Yeah, I know. I gotta figure out how to do more display. So that's why, like I said, I'm still learning about showmanship and how to properly display things for sure. So yeah, I thought about that as well because I see all my other YouTuber buddies out there and how they do things. So the background matters because people look at every little nook and cranny, right? So they go crazy. So so just so you're aware, whoever's saying these weird things, I'm not AI because I know that you guys are probably concerned about that. That's probably what it is. So, ooh, not AI. Okay. So now that we're past that, you can be adult, right? I appreciate the comments though. Dude, I love trolls. Like I come from an era of the ye old times, right? When trolls were like doing their thing forever. There's nothing new under the sun. And what was it, Scruff McGruff, right? No, it's a brick of aluminum. So we actually smelted this down. We made bricks of aluminum. Do whatever. Hey man, it's a free country. You want to do that? Go for it. But no, this is a brick of aluminum. So we actually smelted down a bunch of soda cans. I think over 400 cans. And so we have aluminum for different projects to work on. I mean, trolls are funny. So I get it's always, from what I saw, attention-seeking behavior, but sometimes it's also get a rise out of the person. I do it too. It just comes natural because it's kind of funny. You like poking the bear. Anyways, yeah. So one of the project I'm gonna be working on this with these aluminum bars. I'm gonna make, like I said, the cross guard section on my sword here, and then the pommel. I'm actually going to probably be making out of, I actually have some bullet casings I'm going to be melting down and turning into a pommel as well. So, because I need a counterbalance, because when I actually put on just a little wooden piece just to get the feel what a counterbalance would be like, I was able to actually use this thing, because right now this thing is unwieldy. So, aluminum fried my brain. I don't think so. So aluminum into a bar. It's a mold. It's just, you can go on eBay or you can go on Amazon. They'll have ingot molds. So majority of it is handmade. Like the bar is definitely handmade, right? So the helm, like this back part, that was handmade. This part right here, we hand forged, right? Pin and pivot system, because before this was kind of riveted onto the helm itself, but I wanted it to be pop it off. I know then. Nudist. No. But anyways, this is definitely handmade. Is the chainmail bulletproof? No. Or bullet resistant? No. So chainmail was designed particularly to deflect and absorb shocks and blows from sharp weapons. But I mean, I guess I could buy some chainmail and then shoot at it, but this ain't that kind of channel. Though I'll have to look within the 14th century context to see if there are firearms that I could get, probably an obelisk or something. But I don't know for sure what firearms existed in the late 1400s per se. So, because they don't allow firearms, or at least in hard shoot combat. In, like, I think rapier combat, they allow rubber band guns. So yeah, definitely got oil up, right? Slather this all in oil, prevent some more rust. Now I'm going for particular patina, so have you? I have a wife, if that's what you're talking about. So like any hardworking, red-blooded American who works hard, we all have our hobbies that we're into, whether it be gaming, kite flying, whatever. So, does that answer your question? Some people like fast cars. Some people like guns. I like guns, but I like medieval stuff a little bit more. I like to be physical. Gunfight's fun, but you can't really go to the park and paintball gun all the time, now can you? Got about 9 minutes left in the stream. I think the Greeks used to oil up before combat, and they thought they were weird. What is it? The Persians thought they were weird. It's like, oh my god, they're getting oiled up. Yeah, they're getting ready to die for combat. So, it's a kind of interesting mindset to be in, right? You're prepared to die. So, I've been in those situations. They're pretty terrifying. I have not watched Viking. I haven't watched any. It's hard to watch current gen any show. It's been rough. So I just kind of don't watch TV anymore. I watch YouTube sometimes. I play games like Space Marine 2 is an excellent game. Brought me back to my childhood. Let's see, watch Vikings in the Last Kingdom. Any secret occult knowledge? Oh, I'm a Christian, so I wouldn't think so. Jesus is King. He is Lord. There you go. There's your knowledge. No, I'm not an actual, I'm not actually associated with the actual Templars. It's a persona in the SCA, which is I would say, we call it confederacy, I guess, a loose alliance of friendships for a common cause, which is medieval stuff. So, they're an organization. Yeah, I thought Space Marine 2, that was the one time I actually zoned out and actually had a blast of a time. My gripe was it wasn't hard enough, and they added a new difficulty mode to it. And I gotta try it out when I get my no politics on this channel. May God bless them both, whoever becomes leader, and may they lead the country to better things. So, but no politics usually. I love Knights Hospital. I think I watched. I can't remember the documentary. They talked about them, how they're healing the sick, and they're basically being a primitive form of hospitals. And I thought that was very interesting. It was like that takes a very special mindset to adopt, especially in those times. So. Do I fight a literal religious war with swords and shield? I'm religious and I fight in nerdy hobbies. Does that make sense? Not everyone I fight is into the religious thing. I am spreading it right now. That's why I made the channel. So I can't really talk that way in the SCA too much. I think it's not really allowed to do that because it's like boundaries, right? So you don't talk politics, you don't talk religion. So I respect people's boundaries on there, but I have an attire. So and a persona, 14th century French, what is it, Templar, but it would be a late Templar, so that would be the Knights of the Holy Order, the Military Order of Christ, which is Portugal. I actually had to do some research on those guys. I was kind of interesting. Thank you. Have a good night, man. But hopefully they answer your question. So yes, I'm fighting a holy war against personal demons. I already defeated cancer. In my lifetime, my mom lost her battle, and God gave me an opportunity to fight that demon itself. And I've been cancer-free since April of 2021. So I felt that was a demon I slayed for her. Well, may the Lord bless you and hope you find love in your heart, I guess. So, but it's a free country, free world. But anyways, I slayed that demon, and then the next demon I gotta face is one that I've been battling since like my early 20s. Actually, longer than that. It's just my weight in general. I gained a bunch of weight after my mom went kind of crazy, insane, and we starved for about 2 weeks, me and my brother. And I told myself I'm never going to starve again, and sure enough, I've never starved again since that day. But gotta stop living in fear. Yeah. Ovarian cancer is no joke. I had cell B lymphoma. Right? I got all the gnarlies for that one. Right, throwing up blood. Like my first day of chemotherapy, we go there. It's just gonna be a normal thing, and I don't know where it started vomiting out blood, and I was like. So anyone dealing with that right now in their life, there is a God, and He will see you through even your darkest times. I know, because initially I felt sorry for myself, and then I just figured out how can I help those around me instead of feeling sorry for myself. That's kind of how I pushed through that. So, and he helped. Yeah, there's a lot of artificial food. It's hard to get around that. Ultra processed foods. That's just the country the United States lives in mostly. So I'm learning to. I'll probably be making a series about that. I'm actually starting to grow my own garden, grow my own food. So I'll be starting a series on that eventually. So I'll definitely show you guys when I get that to a more presentable state. I gotta go out and fix the pail out there. I gotta fix my other stuff back there. So it should be a lot of fun. And I can't wait to show you guys that series and the medieval tent series I'm gonna be doing. I have tried the keto diet, which helped me lose 100 pounds initially. I've not tried the carnivore diet. That sounds like a lot of fun, but currently finances are very restrictive, so I gotta be very selective with what I purchase. And meat's kind of expensive where I'm at, except for certain stuff like pork. I guess I can eat pork. I heard about in the news. It seems like the food supply is being purposely like poisoned or something at this point. So, sugar and flour. Are you trying to make a cake? Pescatarian tablets? No. I try not to take any type of medicine per se unless I absolutely have to. And believe me, when I went through cancer, I took every single medicine under the sun, or else you're gonna die, right? You gotta get your potassium up, you gotta get this up, you gotta get that up. I had like 12 different medications, zinc, you name it. I was so sick of all of it. I was like, I can't wait to be off this stuff. So I try not to, so if that makes sense. So I guess I'm a naturalist when it comes that way. If I get sick, drink orange juice, I guess. Flag. Got about a minute left in the live stream, and I'll be ending it there. I want to thank you all who came here and gave me a very interesting live stream. This is probably our most active live stream to date, and I love it. I hope to see you guys next week on Chat with God number 10, I believe. So, if you guys haven't heard about Christ, go ahead and check him out as well. Get a Bible and read through that stuff. Definitely helps, right? If there are any personal problems you have, do you listen to medieval music? There is medieval music when we go out on the SCA. I do like the melodies. I'm gonna have to find something that's 14th century Crusader type of thing, because I did a meal 14th century. It was like a hand pie. So I'll try to grow my persona more and more into. Can I oil up? There you go, oil up. Talking about the chainmail, because I am a Templar. SCA Templar. If you look at my channel, that's exactly what I do. If you fight with rattan weaponry. Let me put this helmet on for you guys. So Hardsuit Combat. If you like Hardsuit Combat and working out and faith-based journey, this is your channel. So that's kind of my mission on this channel, right? I have a missus. I'm married, so. So like any hardworking person, you all have hobbies. So some people are into cars, guns, whatever. So mine is just I'm into medieval things, right? So that is what it is. She in my basement. Basement? No. She's not into this stuff, so you won't ever see her on this channel. Yes. Martial arts in general, it's a good, well, it depends on the martial arts, the context of what it is. So if it's a defensive martial arts, probably useful. If it's like for form, body, and balance, probably good for exercise, I would imagine, right? So your body is like a very fine-tuned machine, so stretching it to its limits is probably a good thing to do. So, do you like the Black Plague? Black? No, that's black. Do you like the Black Plague? I know nothing of Muay Thai. I'll have to look at it. 13. When I was 13, so that's 22 years ago. Something like that. My uncle introduced me, and it's been a passion of mine ever since. What? The Sigma. I've been called a Sigma male. Pretty interesting. That's why I love it. Like I'm just basically inundated with it. I practice as a combatant, heavy suit combat. Check out the channel. We got a lot of combat videos up there. I'm weight training, cardio training currently because I think my strength is mostly at what it's at. I gotta work on my upper body, so but I gotta work on cardio more likely. You're a very entertaining person there, Sunny, Sammy. Strike training. Okay, I have to look into that because, I mean, I don't mind mixing some martial arts in what we do, but with when you wear armor, what's the word? It restricts some of your movement, not fully, but you are combining yourself into the armor. You're becoming one, kind of like Master Chief in Halo. I guess the best way to describe it. So you have to train into that. I mean, it's the only sword I got is the rattan weapon, so we use rattan weapons in the SCA, so I got a poleaxe. This is called the Vector Corbin. So this is a 6-foot weapon. This is a training version. It's a very thick weapon. Actually, my last short, they talk about it. So this is made of vulcanized rubber. It's a vulcanized rubber head. And it got a butt spike. So this is heavy armor combat with basically kinetic weapons, baseball bats. Oh, okay. So you're talking about strengthening individual limbs, like when they punch trees and get those calluses in their hands, type of thing. So we could do that in the SCA, but so when we fight, they calibrate to what makes you go ow. So if I do that, eventually they're going to hit me so hard they're going to be breaking swords on my leg. I don't want to be hit that hard. I do have a helmet. It's right here. So you check my channel. They have more of that stuff on there. I actually did a hike in my most of my kit. Check out that video. So all of it helps the algorithm. Yeah, so the risk would be, yes, I could do it. but they hit us basically with baseball bats, right? So this is rattan. It's solid bamboo, right? So they break this over you, and they're already calibrated to my heavy armor. So they hit me pretty hard as is, and if I got resistant, they call it rhino hiding. Rhino hiding is what they call it. Eventually, they're going to get on you if you do it too often, and they'll make you call shots. Well, like so. I think there was one story. They tell me how one guy kept doing that. I guess the marshal got sick of his nonsense, so he went up to him, smacked him across the head as hard as possible. His helmet spun around. He's like, "You're dead. Now get off my battlefield." So you get incidents like that. It's pretty interesting. So anyone get mortally wounded? There are people that have concussions. The last battle I was at, there was it's a war, so there's giant melees of 150 combatants going up against one another. Someone got thrown or pushed. I don't know what happened, but they were out like a light, unconscious. They hit one of the metal support beams holding up the castle framework. So there's like a castle entrance type framework. I guess he hit it and knocked himself out. I've had the worst I've had is a cracked rib up here. Now it's because the basket hilt on my shield. Let me show you. Do I have that shield anywhere? Oh, it's down by my feet. That's because this basket hilt right here, and at the armor at the time I didn't have any upper protection. Came right into my chest as he charged me. So that's gonna crack ribs. So there are people who have died on the field, heart attacks, heat strokes. Most of the time you're gonna get a broken ankle because you misstepped. But yeah, go in the gas station bathroom, you run risk. A question about weapons. If you had to make a choice to go into battle and you choose any historical weapon, what would it be and why? That's a broad question. If we're talking about like my specific time frame, it'd be the Beck Corbin because it's a tin can opener. So it's designed specifically as a utilitarian weapon. Very versatile. If I want to thrust, I can thrust. If I want to hatch, or hatchet people, right? Hatchet them down, I could. I can brace it. So, but there are better weapons later on in the areas. Like you're gonna get the bill hook. That's a superior weapon to it because it's a lot longer. The pike, another example of a superior weapon. It's 16 foot long, nasty weapon, and it's made for units. But in the context of what my time frame, I probably still would be the Beck Corbin, just because I would be the elite fighting force, breaking enemy lines. And that's the role of the knight usually. They'd be heavy armor, so they're going to be ignoring the spear thrust anyways. So I'll be cladded down in armor. No, it is 3/4 inch ply. You are going to. This gets popped with a drill. It go right through it. This is not, this is meant for rattan weapons. It's not meant for bullets. They do have morning stars out on the field. They're particularly, I wouldn't say useless, but like when you go against guys with my weapons, which is the 6 foot long weapons, and then even worse, the king of the battlefield currently is the spear. So if we're talking about fighting in groups, spear would probably be my second choice. Only because it is king of the battlefield. You're gonna be destroying people. Yes, I do. If you check out my videos, I actually do. I do workout videos. I have on there combat videos. I did the Scottish Festival about a month ago. Got that up there with me fighting, and a lot of what I do is I'll break a video down into shorts to get more people. It's like casting a net and getting people to watch the content, because the shorts are a thing on YouTube. And I have the interesting. But anyways, I have to cast that net and bring in subscribers to this channel. And shorts is the best way to do it. So you'll see a lot of my content, shorts linking to to there, and you'll see shorts that link to this live stream. So all of this points to this channel. So if that makes sense on how my video formatting works, type of thing. I gotta get more workout videos up, but my pedal is currently down, and I work late nights, so I haven't got any workout videos out there lately. Like I'll be doing some. My friend came up with an interesting concept of, I think he called it going up the hill down. I forget what word he used, but it's running up and down a hill repeatedly until you throw up. Wouldn't know anything about hieroglyphs. But yeah, I'm going to be ending the live stream about 5 minutes. I gave you all an extra 10 minutes just because I enjoy talking to my subscribers and to any potential subscribers, so I enjoyed this. I want to thank you all that has joined us so far. Any last minute questions? If you're into heavy armored combat, go check out the SCA, SCA.org, I believe it is. There's also a link to our Shire as well. If you guys want to check them out, that you actually see what our group is actually doing. I'm in a majority of the events that we go to. So go ahead and check out the Shire of Glen Reed. They're up on Facebook. So they definitely use the love too. So I love it too. All right, this thing has saved my bacon from getting my nose broken. Right, took a spear to the face. Do I believe in aliens? Well, I mean, like, worship aliens, or do they exist? I mean, so the universe is so vast and unknown that it's possible that there's life outside our own sphere of, our Earth. So I don't know. That's all I can say. Don't know. Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. So we're on our track to 1,000 subscribers, and then from there we'll probably be heading to 5,000. But yeah, just trying to get to 1,000 before the end of the year. Just keep the Holy Army rising, keep more numbers up, and I'll be here every week doing this live stream, getting to know y'all, and yeah, I guess it would be a LARP, more of a physical LARP, but yeah, I guess. So I love the internet sometimes. Goodness. But anyways, I always love what I find interesting that, like, conversation with people online always somehow ends up being a Monty Python skit. You ever notice that? I find it very interesting. It is a live stream dedicated to SCA hard suit combat, and I'm just kind of getting to know my subscribers. So that's what this live stream is all about. Or are you talking about their conversation? I have no idea. And this is a Christian-based channel, so we all have free will, and people are free to say what they want. So I did not build this particular helmet. I only modified it. So a lot of what you're going to learn is, if you want to get into that blacksmith stuff, check out YouTube tutorials. Templates would be one way to doing it. So initially you want to start small, something you can accomplish, like a shield boss would be one thing. Basket hilt would be another. If you're to start on any armor piece, I'd say the forearms is probably the easiest and also the hardest, depending on how good you want it to look. Because most people will just make a straight cylinder, call it good enough. But there's actually a lot of form in this. You can go balls deep, I should say, on the forearm alone. So, and you'll see a lot of examples of that, like Gothic armor. They get that little nodule on their armor. It's just, the articulation is just beautiful. I just love Gothic armor. So you can go really crazy with making armor. So if you're interested in that stuff, I'll be doing some videos in the future, but I'm a beginner myself. I'm gonna have to weigh it. I think it's like 10 to 14 pounds, majority of my armor. This is probably heavier than that. This is about 19 pounds. I actually weighed this individually. This one is 19 pounds. And this rests on my head. So this is heavy gauge, mild steel. But yes, I actually did a hike in this armor and about nearly killed me. I'm going to be doing it again. I loved it so much. So, and this is, what do they call this? This is a gorget, a chainmail gorget. So this basically just protects my throat. It's basically padding that goes over. It's actually I have a hard gorget that goes underneath this, which acts as the rigid material. Yeah, my armor is 55 pounds. 55 pounds, and be adding some more poundage because I'm going to be adding more chainmail to it. I'm going to be adding it's called a folds and tassels. It's at the end of it. Basically, it protects my lower area. So. I didn't particularly make this. Like, chainmail is extremely hard to make. Like, you can spend this alone would take a couple months to make by hand. So there's some things that you just like it's not worth the time and effort. So you buy this stuff. So this is a company called Medieval Stalker on eBay. They did a fantastic job on this. I actually bought another one for my friend. So I actually looked at the process to make chainmail, and it is a very time-consuming and tedious process, especially riveted mail here like this. So if you're going to get mail, I suggest to buy it off a provider. So, but the armor I did make, I'll show it in the next live stream, but it's on my channel as well if you want to see it. It's 14th century plate mail. I built the cuirass, which is the chest plate. I built that. Built the entire arms and the legs. So I built the entire harness from the neck down, other than the chainmail and the helm. And I built the shield myself. So this I built. This is 3/4 ply. It's 2 sheets of plywood, and it came out with 3/4 inch. And it's actually made that curve. That curve was pretty hard to get. I had to use strapping mechanisms and a lot of glue, a lot of wood glue. Yeah, I suggest looking at templates. If you look up armor templates, cut it out of paper first, kind of get the form and fit of it first, and then go from there into the harder materials. Because with paper you can cut over and over again. With steel, you got one shot at it. You gotta make it count. So, and yeah. So I'm going to be ending the live stream here. I enjoyed all you guys, and God bless, and I hope to see you guys in the next live stream. This has been a fantastic live stream. I'd love to stay here all night with you guys. Yeah, shields are awesome. Get a template and get a, what did I have? A scroll saw, or I think it's a scroll saw. Pineapple on pizza guy. I mean, what's that diet? The seafood diet. If I see it, I eat it. So if that answers your question. So it's a rig. I'll have to show you. I'll probably make a video of it. But you get 2 pieces of wood. You cut the curvature out, and then you get ratchets, tie-down ratchets, and you have two pieces of wood, identical shape and everything, and then you ratchet it down until it curves. You start with a square. The easiest way to do it, most people I've seen, they start with the rectangle first, and they curve that down with the ratchets. You have to be very careful, because if you over tighten it, you'll crack it. And then you let that harden over the next day or two, because the wood glue itself will retain that shape, and the wood itself will take on that shape. You gotta do a very slight curve, very, very slight, and you do it incrementally, and then you just hold it there. And I suggest if you're gonna get plywood, get like flooring plywood, the best plywood possible, not that particle board stuff. So it's going to cost you upwards of like $50. But it's, I mean, don't cheap. If you're going to make a shield, don't cheap out. Is what I suggest. But do your research in your local areas. I don't know what your guys' wood. I used, I think it was Sureply is what I used. So yeah, I'm actually be making more shields for, because I'm gonna be making the Holy Armory eventually, where I make a bunch of weapons and shields for anyone that might want to participate in this on the field with me in the future. So it's not a bad idea to make a tutorial series for that. But I want to thank you all for watching the live stream. It's about 2 hours, and I'm sure the missus wants to get to sleep. I am a Christian. And I love you all, and see you for the next one. Oh yeah, tower shields are awesome. Have a good night, guys.